Hello everyone, welcome to this next session on Anubhav's learning series. Our today's topic for learning series is S/4HANA Data Simplification and CDS Table Function. I welcome all of you to this learning series sessions which are brought to you by onlinefurytrainings.com, one of the one-stop shop for all your technical learning on the internet. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel to get the latest updates on all our training videos on SAP UI5, Fiori, Gateway, Launchpad, Fiori Security, S4HANA advanced concepts like S4HANA SDK, in-app and side-by-side extensions, including on-premise topics like CDS views, SQL scripting, table functions, and many more. If you would like to attend the detailed drill down inside each of the trainings on these technical modules, please subscribe to the available courses on our website onlinefurytrainings.com. It's a one-stop shop for all of you to attend the latest cutting-edge training programs, including the latest technologies like native HANA development with access advanced infrastructure, hybrid C4C and S4HANA end-to-end cloud development with us to be able to equip yourself with the right technical skills which are required in today's competitive market for you to perform in your company. So let's begin and discuss about what is data simplification and a data model which was done in SAP S/4HANA. So typical ERP includes the different tables for holding the material data, sales order data, purchase order data, and financials data. Together with that, you would have worked with most common tables like MARA, MARCI, MARDI, VBAC, VBAP. With S/4HANA, SAP have simplified the data models. They have simplified the data tables. Some of these data tables have been removed. However, some of these data tables are now combined to be a single table because HANA uses the column store functionality to store the data. In the first phase, as you can see here, when it comes to S/4HANA, now all these tables which you see here, either some of these tables have been completely removed, or some of these tables have been completely discontinued, or either they are merged to a single table. In a typical ERP suite, as you can see on the left-hand side, traditional ERP disk-based, you have these many tables to store the material document, aggregations, and histories, including the master data for material. With SAP S/4HANA, we will build on-fly aggregation by you leveraging the power of HANA, and all of that get converted to a single table called MATDoc, Material Document Table. Now, similarly, on the same lines, the sales and distribution area, you had these many tables in the business suite, your typical ERP, and now they've been boiled down to only few of these tables. So today's session, we will just quickly see how to create a simple CDS view by joining the sales document table and the material document or material master table and MATDoc. We will establish this relationship by using the join condition between the sales order document, which is sales order item positions, along with the material EBELP column, and see what challenges do we face and how do we overcome these challenges in the system. So let me go ahead to our SAP system. And as usual, when we want to build a CDS view, we always go ahead and use ABAP development tools in Eclipse. And you can see already I have both these tables open here. So let me first open the MATDoc table, which is the simplified table in S4 for material information. And just quickly press an F8 to do a quick data preview on this table. And you would see here in this table, it will find so many records of this material. So now this is only one table in S/4HANA as compared to multiple tables in a business suite. If you want to learn complete data model and understand the concepts of ABAP on HANA and S/4HANA, including the concepts like CDS, CDS security, virtual data modeling in S/4HANA using CDS, creating analytics using CDS, and also the analytic Fiori applications, as well as the smart filter Fiori applications using CDS U annotations, and variety of annotations to aggregate the data, please subscribe my ABAP on HANA come S/4HANA on-premise course. Now, as you can see, this is the table which holds all the material information now. And I'm more interested only in one column, which I will quickly show you up. So maybe I just click on the select column, and I'm interested in the column called EBELP. That is the column I'm looking for. So I just go in and I just keep everything unselected. Maybe I would also want to just get the data for some of these key columns together with it. Yeah, that is what I want. So maybe just quickly go back, and we will first of all deselect all the columns, and I will just check the key fields here. You can see we have about 6 key fields. I do check them, and then I'm interested in EBELP column. Say okay. And now when you just look at the data, you can see here it's storing these EBELP keys. Yeah. Now, why am I interested on this column? Because this is the column responsible to get the dependent data from my sales document item table. So let's open the sales order document item table, which seems to be the LIPS table. You can see delivery document items. So now I will just double click here, and this stores the delivery document items. And let's quickly do a data preview. So the beauty of ABAP development tools in Eclipse is I can quickly drag drop both of them side by side, and I can also compare the data at really runtime. Yeah, that's the beauty of it. And minimize this one from the left side, the Project Explorer view. And yes, I have now both the tables side by side. And maybe I just do a data preview on the left side for the document delivery item table as well. So here I'm interested on VGPOS column, which is going to be the join factor between them. So let's also choose select columns. And together with the VBELN and Posner, we would need the column VGPOS. Yeah, so let's choose these three first of all, and just choose VGPOS. Say okay. And let's quickly do a data preview. Yeah, awesome. Now, if you observe here, we have these two columns from both of these data tables, EBELP and VGPOS. That's a join condition when you want to read the data in non-normalized form. So basically, when you want to create data join between these two tables to build your CDS for data definition, you would need these two columns to be joined. But the problem with the CDS infrastructure or the CDS engine will be, since the data type of these two columns are different. If you can see here, it is 6 characters numc, and here it is 5 characters numc. The CDS engine will throw you an syntax error actually. Okay, that's what CDS engine will do. And now, since CDS engine is not going to proceed with this join, we would need to use an alternate, which is available from NetWeaver 7.5 SP1 onwards, called CDS Table Function. So let's first create a CDS view by creating a CDS on these two tables, these two data models, and define the join relationship between them. So I go back to the Project Explorer. And here I would like to create a new CDS view in my local objects by then giving the columns from these tables. So let's go for new and choose ABAP repository object. And now here you can search for core data services, data definition, and just say Z onlinefurytrainings.com. It's an interface view for material documents relation. So CDS view for delivery document materials, and I click on next. Of course, you will give a productive package and would also transport this to your quality system as you typically do in an ABAP infrastructure. Now, if we just go ahead and just close this window there and merge this one over here. That's the beauty of ABAP development tools. You can play around with these windows. And now let's give a SQL view name, ZOFT MedDoc. And I'm going to put my data source. My first data source here is MAT doc table, as let's say alias as A. And this table then gets in a join with my table for sales order delivery document items as B table. And the joint condition between them is A dot EBELP is equals to B dot VGPOS. That's a joint condition. So that is a typical joint condition which we use here. And now if I just maybe insert few of the fields, so let's say A dot MBLNR, A dot MJAHR, A dot EBELN, and from second table I select VBELN sales order number, and then VGBEL. Suppose these columns I'm selecting, yeah, and I save this, and you immediately observe that when I save my CDS view at design time itself, I got this error. Now, if you just quickly take your mouse pointer on this error, you would observe that this error clearly tells you that this is because of a data type conflict in selection condition with on. So though technically these two columns are the relationship between these two data models, but CDS view doesn't allow me to activate as the data types are different. This is a really big challenge for us. So how do we overcome this challenge? This is why we have concept of CDS table function, where we can plug in a SQL script along with the CDS view. So basically it's a CDS view. Behind the scene, there is an AMDP function, and that becomes a CDS table function feature, where it allows us to perform these kind of joins, which are restricted by CDS engine due to data type mismatch. Yeah, very often you may see this kind of errors in the CDS engine. So in that case, we'll go with CDS table function. So let's quickly create one. So if you want to have a deep dive sessions on CDS table function, please do subscribe my ABAP on HANA training, where we cover most of the insights on these concepts in detail. So this is the module you have to subscribe today. If you really want to get a deep dive and understand all these concepts of what is CDS, what is VDM, guys, you need to have the right expertise to perform well. Otherwise, you have to look at others' faces, which is not a good approach to go ahead with. Many times we observe that you go to the company, you've been put into a project, and you are having no clue what's going on around you. And you keep postponing your learning plan. Many people do approach me for Anubhav, I would like to learn it, but after some period of time, the zeal, the passion goes away. And that passion again comes back when they are being pressurized by their company, by their managers. So before it gets too late, guys, it's important that you work hard and prepare and equip yourself to position yourself into a good company, in a good project by yourself before taking this pain. You have to take this pain by yourself and learn these things and make yourself ready for this upcoming technology. All right, let's come back. And now I'm going to solve this problem by creating a CDS table function. So let's create OFT ICDS TF. We just keep it a table function TF. And then let's say material doc. Yeah, so material document items table function to solve this issue. I'm just going to go ahead next. And now here we can choose the option called define table function with parameters and say finish. And guys, as we are going to write a SQL scripting code, we will be using here the parameter for the client field. As you all aware, as part of my training, I have explained you whenever we write SQL script, you are working very close to database. And since you're doing database programming using SQL script, it's important that you yourself manage the client field handling, because here it's not the ABAP layer, it's the direct database layer. To gain more insights on what is SQL script, how does it work, what are the syntaxes and different options, please subscribe for my ABAP on HANA course. All right, I will put the link of the course in the description of this video, so you can directly jump to the course page and check out what is covered in our detailed course. But let's keep the client field here, and then just put client field, and then I will just here put client, and then of course these different fields which I would like to return MBLNR, and I think the data element is also MBLNR. And we're going to put fields from both the tables. So MBLNR, MGHR. EBELP, then VBELN, that is from second table, then Posner and VGPOS. Yeah. Now this is implemented by a class. So let me give a class name and static method name. So we will create a Z class here for implementing the SQL script function. So of T CDS or maybe table function for metdoc. So I'll say get material documents. Save this up. That's the definition of table function. Let's activate this up. We have a quick error here. Let's go and check it out. What's the error? So just going to minimize this. It contains an error, and that is something related to the client field. Yes, of course, whenever we put the client field, we have to give the annotation for environment variable, which I missed out. Environment variable, system field is client type. Cool. Let's try and activate now once again. Voila, it gets activated. And it's the time now we have to jump into this creation of the class and the CDS table function. So let's do that up. I'm going to right click on my user, create a new ABAP class. It's a local class, basically in the local objects, not transporting currently. And let's give a special power to make it as a behave like an AMDP. So I will just add the marker interface, AMDP HDB marker. That's a marker interface. Yeah. So I think the name is incorrect. I think it's marker HDB. So let's do that. Flip. There you go. We add the correct interface name. IF AMDP marker HDB. Save this up. Let's do a quick check. And now, of course, we need to add the method as well. So let's also cross check if this is the right, yes, method name, interface name. And now we have to also add our class method, a static method for the one which we created over there, which is get material delivery docs. Yeah. And as we all know, the default syntax, we have to also add that here for the class method. For table function. And let's give the name of our CDS view. This is the name, and we just put that over here. Now it's time to go to the implementation and provide the implementation. So let's do that. So is this interface or interfaces? Let's give the implementation now in the implementation here, and I will just put the method and the static method name, of course. And for table function, yeah. So I think it's by database function for HANA DB. Options read only. Using what are all the tables or data models you're going to use. So I want to use MadDoc. At that time, I will also use LIPS table. So that's our definition for the table function. Let's save this up. Why it's giving, it's I think options read only. Yes, correct. So let's see the error here. There's an error expected after HDB. So language SQL script is also expected after HDB. So let's give that, because it doesn't support right now the R language inside. And now it's time that we have at least one return statement which returns exactly the same structure as it's being projected here. So it should return these fields, client, MBLNR. So these fields it should return. Let's copy them. And these are all the fields I need to make sure that are written in the same way, in the same order. So I'm just gonna keep them up here. Very easy. Just keep them in the same order, whatever fields and their names to be returned finally as an output in the return statement. There you go. from. I need to now enter here my database table name. So as we just saw in the CDS, the same database table name comes here, mat.doc table as alias A, inner join with lips table as B on A dot the EBELP is equals to B dot VG and I can say where clause A dot mandate field is equals to the client parameter which we passed. So now here the aliasing needs to be corrected for A dot mandate as the client field, then A dot MBLNR as MBLNR, A dot MJHR as MJHR. So aliasing is important. Then we get this EBELP. Again, that's from the first table, EBELP. And then we have B.VBELN and B.Postner. So guys, it's a good practice initially when you're learning, never copy paste the code because copy pasting is not the right way when you are learning something new. After you understand the concept, you can do copy paste definitely to speed up your work, but before, as and when you're learning, it's quite critical that you must write every single line of code. And that's what our motto at onlinefurytrainings.com, that we do teach everything without copy pasting of code. So you can understand the meaning of every single line. And also my request to all of you to not learn from trainers who teach you copy paste of code because they are cheating you, they are not teaching you. All right, come back, just click on save button. Still we have an issue here. And it says the method get material delivery docs is not declared or inherited in class this. So I think it is S here. All right, so there's some problem. Let's check get material delivery docs by database procedure. Where am I going wrong? Okay, I got the issue. So we got to move this inside the public section, of course. That's the mistake. And that's why both of them were giving error. Let's save this up. And now you would see that our issue should run away. Let's go and check. And looks like we have another error. You can see here, since it's a SQL scripting, it's not ABAP programming. This should end with semicolon, not with the dot. We are not writing here an open SQL, rather we're writing SQL script. Let's save this up. Looks all good. Let's activate this up. And now you see guys, our MTP is activated. So earlier this join condition was actually creating a problem, yeah, in the CDS engine. But with the SQL script, this issue is now solved with the table function. Thanks to SAP NetWeaver 7.50 to allow us to write SQL scripting code to perform such operations like we used to do. And this is also again, performance-wise very good because this turns into a database procedure which calculates and produces the data much faster as compared to your open SQL queries. Of course, you can add more manipulations over here, but let's go and check the data preview now. Are we getting the right data? So I execute this CDS table function to do a quick data preview, but I don't get the data. The reason is still, it allowed us to define the join, but the problem is still the data size. Here, the data is coming in 4 characters or 5 characters, but here the data is coming in 6 characters. So both of these characters are also not matching. Typically in an ABAP system, what you do is you use conversion routine. So you have to write a select into internal table from was table, then loop add that conversion table, and then use second table for all entries. Very big bad idea of hitting data multiple times and putting the data into the ABAP layer. That's not a good idea. But here we can push down this logic using this CDS table function. At the same time, we can also do on-fly comparisons by doing data type conversions. So what I do is I just add a small statement. So just to quickly review the data, if you go back to the LIPS table data preview, you see this is 6 characters in VG but in mat.doc, it is only 5 characters. So we need to somehow at runtime tell the database engine, hey, when you're comparing these two fields, especially the EBELP field with the fields in LIPS table with VGPOS, please convert these 5 characters to 6 characters by adding a preceding 0 by default at runtime. So that logic is also, I'm going to add it. So very simple, just come here and remove this a.ebelp and just add a cast function. And here we can say this cast this value as alpha num of 6. Cool. And I save this now. And you can see we have added a runtime type conversion. You are not pulling the data to ABAP and converting using conversion routine and then again firing a next query. You can avoid all that processing just by adding this cast function over here. And that's completely processed in the database layer. There is no transfer of data between application and database layer in this case. It's all done within the DB and it's calculating the final results. So let's activate this up. And now we can come back and execute this, and voila, you can see finally the join is successful. At runtime it is doing this conversion, comparing both the values and producing the right result for you. Awesome, guys. So this is how we utilize practically the CDS table functions with the CDS views in using the SQL script and CDS table function. The beauty of this CDS view created as a table function is it can further join with other CDS views. So you can create view on view concept, you can create VDM, calculation views, cubes, as we learned all of that in the detailed course of ABAP on HANA. Thank you so much once again for watching this video. Please don't forget to subscribe on my YouTube channel and let me know what kind of issues you face while working with S4HANA. So maybe I can create more videos similar to this which will solve your problems. My whole intention is to help you out and find the right solutions for this. If you're confused which option to go in your company, whether to go for S4HANA POs, S4HANA on-premise or S4HANA cloud, I have a Doraemon video here. You can just check on my YouTube channel under the ABAP on HANA playlist, how to choose between S4HANA cloud and on-premise. So the Doraemon here is confused about which path to take, and we help the Doraemon to find out the right answer. Once again, being there always on my channel, thank you so much to all of you, making this channel as #1 channel for all the technical learning. I will keep serving you with the latest trends and technologies, including solving all of your problems real time. With that, Anuv signing out. Thank you so much and goodbye.